Okay, so they have an institute where multiple student will register to their institute for IIT preparation or some engineering entrance preparation or some medical entrance preparation. They have multiple locations also. Okay, till now they were managing everything by Excel. Okay, and with every institute they were collecting the data by Excel, and they were checking everything. Now they want somewhat managing with the Excel gets difficult because every monthly they have to gather together and they have to distribute the data and then merge it to a single Excel sheet. Then they get the whole picture. So now they are thinking to adapt a software for that so that everything will be a centralized based. Okay. Now the whole application is very big, but I will explain what in the POC we are going to do. Okay. So first there are major modules like let's say student. Okay. So just student basically role will be multiple, but we are not talking about the roles for now. They just want a fees collection module in as a POC. Like student login is also there, admin login is also there, but they just want student login. Again, teacher payment and everything will be there. But as a POC, they just want a fees collection module. Okay. And if I provide the fees collection module properly, then they will provide the remaining modules also. Just they have given me the POC of fees module now. Like that, one or two more companies also they have provided the same module. Then they will gather the all three companies module and then check like what is the best UI and what who have created proper mm, designing or anything like that. They will provide the complete software to that particular company. Okay. So in student module, basic CRUD operation of student. Okay. As it's a POC, we cannot go in very detail. Okay. So basic CRUD of the student will be done. Now, you might have be also you might know the background like let's say a student is in 11th, still he will register to batch. From 11th students start preparing for those exam, correct? So let's say student is in 11th, he started one batch, let's say MCAT or something name we will give. Okay, so they student is currently in 11th, he registered to a batch. Okay, he done the basic preparation, then he is in 12th. After 12th also again he registered to another batch. So one student can register multiple courses or he can register to the multiple batches. Understood? Understood this concept? One student can enroll to the multiple batches. Or sometimes nas after 12th giving of the exam also, some student repeat that, right? If they didn't get the proper score, they will again repeat that. So one student can join multiple batches. Understood this? Single to many.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So student module is there. After that, they will create the batches. So what are the batches they have? Na? They will create batches like batch name they will give like April, Jan or something, repeater, something batch name they will give. Batch name, who is going to teach this batch. When we start the major project, they will have in one batch, they will have multiple sessions also, one for math, one for bio, like that. But for now, we are just creating a basic because we needed the batch because that's only they will get the fees collection. Okay. So we are not going into deep, just a basic batch detail will gather. So student registration will be there. Then batches, admin will create the batches. Once batch is created, let's say they are starting a new batch for the 11 students. So they have created the batch. Now student will come and inquire about the batch. Once he decide that he want to join, then he need to register for the batch, means enrollment. Okay, student plus batch. So student will enroll for a particular batch. Student can have multiple enrollment for multiple different batches. What I discussed earlier. Okay. So then student data also we got, batches data also we got, enrollment detail also got, right? Then comes the part of fees. So while enrollment, we decide the fees also, like what will be total fees. Okay. So then student will pay the fees also. What we call it payment or something. These are the four major module. Okay. Then we have reports. Okay, one more thing. So payment, as everyone knows, like what is primary key and foreign key, correct? So let's say in student ID we have student table. Let's say we have stud ID table. Stud ID is the primary key. Here batch ID is primary key. Here enroll ID is primary key. So now in fees ID, what will be the foreign key? We will take the payment on based on the student or based on the enrollment.
Student ID.
Student ID, batch ID,
Student ID.
or and enrollment number.
Sonu, you said student ID. Is Sonu there?
Base of enrollment. Enrollment.
Yeah, because Sonu created the API and I thought like he said student ID. Okay. So because I said student is going to register for multiple batches, correct? So let's say repeater, we might have different page. For normal batch, we might have different page. So we need to take the amount on the base of the enrollment, na? So we should be able to track like, yeah, this student registered for this repeater batch and repeater batch was for, let's say, 45K. So how much he has paid for that 45K, correct? So that's why we will collect the fees based on the enrollment, not on the student. And again, in the enrollment, we already have the student ID, na? And batch ID also over here, correct? So in enrollment table, we will have enroll ID as a primary key, stud ID as foreign key, and batch ID as foreign key. Clear? So in fees, we will take the fees based on enroll ID. Understood?
Yes, there is one question, simple. In enrollment, how we can avoid single student in single batch?
Yeah,
Because
we will add the
yes.
check na? When we save in the post API, we will add the check. Like if student ID is already there in that particular enrollment, we won't allow him to add, correct? That's
Can we
single
do
or
it by
default.
composite key?
Composite key, yeah, we can do it in database or in the code also we can write the same code. Because if you go with the composite key, na, then message again you need to format in the API, correct?
Okay.
So that's why we duplicate. What we are doing, just handling the duplicate. That only one student can be registered on a one batch. For one batch, there cannot be two record for a single student, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
we need a particular message also, na. So that's why we handle that in a API side only. We can
Okay.
do that we using composite key, but it's for again the same thing. We have to create the message. So to avoid that, we handle it on the API. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So these are the four modules only. Everyone understood this four module?
Yes, sir.
Anyone?
Yes, yes, clear.
Guys, those who are new and those who have not worked on a project properly.
Yes, sir, in the enrollment, the batch is sufficient.
No, batches fees can be different, na? See, if it's a repeater batch, it will have less fees. If it's a regular batch, fees will be 1 lakh, 1 lakh 50, right? Like that, na? So with batch, we will have different fees also, right? That's why we are receiving payment on the enrollment, not on the student base. Because for every batch he is joined, fees is going to be different.
So for the student, what would be the different for the student in the enrollment?
No, not understood your question. For?
I mean to say that the batch is sufficient for the enrollment,
No,
or
see, in
student.
this module, we are just going to create the batches, batch name or course name, you say. Master
Okay,
data.
okay, got it.
Here
Got
you are
it, got
actually doing the enrollment. You will
Okay.
select the student ID and the batch. Then your enrollment will generate. Understood?
Yeah, got you, got you. Yeah, yeah.
Understand, consider like you are running an institute. Then you will understand this whole concept. Okay? Fine. So all modules are clear. These are our basic module. Then we will have the report. Now, can anyone tell me like what kind of report that institute might be needing? What kind of
Fee
reports?
receipt.
Fee receipt. Again,
The main concern should be which students registered and they didn't pay.
At least.
which student?
The student who are registered in the batch but they didn't pay the fees.
Pending fees, right?
Yes.
So obviously this application we are creating just to know or track my money, correct? Like how much amount I am able to receive and how much I have yet received. Like that is the that is the main agenda of software, because calculating this, they have shown me the Excel also. It's very chaos to manage everything. It's not easy thing to calculate like how much fees still we have to recover like that. So if we are using a software, within a single click, I should get that total amount. Like this is the total fees I am yet to receive. Correct? So fees received, pending fees. I can open a batch also. In batch, I should be getting a report where how many students are there, student list with their total paid amount and remaining amount, like this also. If I open a particular student, in student detail also I can see how many batches he has registered. Everything I should get for that particular student. How many payment he has done for particular batch and particular thing. So various reports will be also there. Understood?
Yes.
Reports. So this is the project we are going to do. Okay. Now let me explain the database table. So first student is our table. So very basic information I have taken. I'm not going into detail because it's like if I don't get the project, it's efforts will go in waste, right? So stud ID, this is my primary key, name, email, phone, address, city, and the pin code. Just the basic detail. Okay. Just phone number have maximum 10 character, city and pin code. Okay, pin code I need to make it to 6, but remaining basic validations are there. Student ID is primary key and identity also. Okay. Then we have batch. This is again independent table, no foreign key. Just like student has also no foreign key, batch is also has no foreign key. Batch ID again with my primary key, identity. Batch name, start date, from when it is going to start, who is going to teach this batch, and in payment risk. So no, we didn't add the payment over here in batch. So no,
Batch.
we need the payment now. Okay, in enrollment, we are specifying the payment, like how much amount.
Yes, in enrollment, the batch ID is there, na, sir?
Okay, okay. In enrollment, we are deciding the payment, right? Okay, fine. So in batch, I think I didn't take the payment. Means what is the for this batch? How much payment they have to do? So in over here, I have done that total fees. Okay. So see, or I will change the logic little bit in
But
the
in
batch.
batch, we need
Yeah.
the fee.
Yeah.
Batch.
Over here only I need the fees, because let's say
Mm.
when I created the batch, I said for repeater it is 50,000. But let's say student came and he said like for normal batch also I have paid. Then I have to give the some concession also. So that money also I have to track, na? Like initially batch was this, but this much discount I have given, right? So here also we need the fees, and in enrollment also we need the fee. Like what this is the total amount he is supposed to pay. Okay.
Yeah.
Here again, I will add the discount also. Fine. So student and the batch, these are independent table, no foreign key in that. Then comes to the enrollment. So in enrollment ID is my primary key. Again, identity, student ID, which student is the enrollment. Okay. Batch ID, this student is enrolling for this batch, foreign key. Then total fees, narration and enrollment date when he has enrolled. Basic information. Okay.
What is narration here?
Narration means something extra details we have to add, na? Whatever the discussion, like half money he is going to pay, half money
Okay.
after that, like that. Something text area we need to provide.
Mhm.
Whenever we are
Okay.
creating an ERP application, na, in every form we need to have something text box. They use that text box to provide details like that. Okay.
Mhm.
Then institute fee. This is the last table. Here we are going to store all the payment we receive based on the enrollment. So see, payment ID is our primary key, enrollment ID is our foreign key. Okay, amount, payment date, payment mode, transaction reference, and remark. Remark again just like a narration. Understood? So these are the 4 table. Just within the 4 table, we will be able to create a proper application. Understood tables?
Yeah.
Okay. Now coming part to the API. So project api.girasim.in, their APIs are hosted. So all the APIs are over here. So who has created all the API. I will again go through like if just like I told you now, fees, we need the fees in batch also. So that changes I will do today. Okay. These are the various APIs, and APIs are hosted over here and project APIs in institute management. Okay, over here all the APIs are, again dashboard module will be there. I forgot the dashboard module. So dashboard is the important one. Okay, so in dashboard, can anyone tell me what type of data we need to show, considering whatever we have discussed? What type of data we need to show in the dashboard?
Student list, batch list.
Why we will show the list? We have a different page for batch and the student list, correct? What is the purpose of dashboard page?
Student count,
Uh,
Total
How
count,
many
Complete amount.
enrolled?
live
Student
batches
count,
count,
batch
live
count,
batches count.
live batch.
Batch count,
Which batch is
enrolled.
currently live, correct?
Ongoing batch.
Today's received amount, correct?
Pending amount.
Weekly received amount,
Uh,
pending amount.
Or any upcoming batch?
Yeah, upcoming batch also. These are statistic. Just count. Then in dashboard, we have to show some graph also, correct?
Mm.
So let's say batch wise enrollment count, where we have to show line graph or something. Again, some list also, recent enrollment, recent payment. See, dashboard is the most important page. Correct or wrong? Yeah, obviously, all the pages are important, because if we don't create these pages, no data is going to come into the dashboard. But I'm saying dashboard is the most important page. Why?
But
It will give
dashboard
the
is
overview of the
short
project.
period we get all the detail.
Right? It's a single page where you get to see all the information. Let's say you are the owner of that institute. You have multiple, what do we say? You have your institute in the multiple location, multiple cities also. So this is a single page where you get to see everything. How many batches are going? What is the payment received today? What is the upcoming payment? Right? So it is very useful for him. So this is the main thing I will be focusing on, because I don't know like what other companies are going to target, because other companies I know like though have enrolled, like they are just having 2 years of 3 years of experience. Again, they are very just like me only. They have 4 to 5 people like that, right? So what extra I can give, so that I need to focus, right? So dashboard is the prime thing what I will be delivering. Report is the another prime thing. All the companies are going to do this, but this is extra something which I can deliver, right?
it means that this application is dedicated for only institute owner,
Particular
institute only, right?
particular institute. It's not
Okay.
a product.
So it means that here we can add in the dashboard which batch teach which teacher name.
Yeah, that also is
Yeah.
there. When we creating the batch now, teacher name we are allowing to add.
Okay.
Again, we can create a separate teacher table also, but for now we are just focused on the batch of his collection, so that's why I have skipped that. Okay. So this is the whole software. Understood, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So today I wanted to just explain this. From tomorrow I will, and as I explained earlier, so I will only be completing this, but we will do it together. Okay. If someone wants to participate, you can only design the UI, but code I will write. Okay. Because if I depend on you guys, so I have seen e-commerce applications, so it will take so many days. Okay. So I will complete. Every day we will complete one module, student, batch. So let's say within 1 week, we need to complete everything. Okay. So for now, what you can do, just go through all the APIs, whatever we have, try to play with it. Create student, create batch, and try to do the enrollment also. So because it should be a two-way. From tomorrow, when I start, you should have the question also ready. It's not like that I'm only one way I'm explaining and you are just listening. Test all the API. Okay. Whatever the flow we have discussed now, all flows APIs are ready. Some of the APIs are not ready, but almost everything is ready. You can create student, you can create batch, you can enroll student in the batch also. You can take the payment also. So try to execute whole that flow in the Swagger. Okay. Those who have time and those who want to start the project of their own, you can start also. That is also no issue.
So what are you planning? Like it's a standalone or what we are going to use here?
Doesn't
Components?
matter. You guys can tell me because client doesn't have to do anything with that, right? Which for
Okay.
first project we have gone with the app module, no?
Mm-hmm.
We can
I
here
think
we can go with standalone then.
and we can use the PrimeNG also.
Yeah, PrimeEngine obviously we have to use because
Mm-hmm.
autocomplete students are thousands of students will be there, na? So we cannot show all thousands in a drop down. We need autocomplete.
Mm-hmm. So I think PrimeNG will be helpful
Yeah.
here then.
But PrimeNG with latest version, there are issues. We have to first check that. Some say who have someone has implemented na PrimeNG.
I am using in my project, not here,
What
because you
version?
said like we will be doing in next project, so I
What
didn't
version?
install. I didn't remember, but even
No,
I
no,
will
no.
check and
Your Angular version.
18.
Okay, 18. Na? Just check the
18 is standalone.
just check this PrimeNG version also, like which version it is working properly.
Okay.
Because
I didn't
someone
remember.
tried, CSS were not working properly. I don't remember which.
No, it was working for me.
Hmm.
But like I mean, I have to lots of modification for changing the CSS. It's not easy
No,
one.
not changing. Obviously, we need to override. But basically,
Mm.
someone installed. Anyone who have tried that? Indrajit or someone has
Yes, sir,
tried.
I have tried.
So no, right. So just like you, two,
For
three people
CSS is not
reported to
working.
me, like with latest, na, it is not working.
okay,
Because
I
I have
didn't
also
find any
created the video,
problem.
but in that also CSS I was facing issue.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check because I cannot waste so much time.
For me is Prime NG 17.18.7,
Let's check Prime G.
and I'm using Prime Flex with that.
Yeah, that is for 17, na? Yeah, okay. 17.
17.18.
Yeah, so 17 is the old one, which is compatible. So if you,
Mm-hmm.
Sonu, did you install 19 or 18?
19 latest.
Yeah, so old version we have to go.
So we can go with 17.
Okay, fine. So just as I am going to do the most of the work, right? So try to go through the API and test it. Okay, then only you will understand the flow of the application also. Okay, fine. So from tomorrow we can start. If anyone wants to help me with the UI, either you can take help of the ChatGPT or something. But color combination we will decide tomorrow. Okay, let me know if anyone wants to give me a hand for UI designing. Okay, you can just take student or the batch, very less. You can, everyone knows like how to create UI by using the model from ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just provide this model in ChatGPT and ask him to create the basic CRUD UI using Bootstrap with card or the table structure. It will create. Then if UI is not proper, ask for the adding color combinations also. Then it will add the color combination, color theme also. Okay. Fine. Anyone having a question?
Sir, can you stop the recording?
Just